Went through all the paintings and I was wowed by how stunning they were and how different. And that just goes to show you how artists just do such amazing and wonderful things, especially on this topic. I was really touched by the piece Harbinger of Beginnings by Chris Sheridan. It's right over there with the bones in her arm. And so this piece I'm reading is from my first novel, What Night Brings, and it's a little excerpt. There's two characters, there's several characters, there's two girls. They're young girls. And they're talking about their father who had left them and walked out in a huff after a big fight with their grandmother. The mom has been working. "Where the hell is your goddamn mother, and why isn't there any food on the table?" he asked, pulling out a chair and sitting down hard, with pants so dirty they looked like he'd wiped them with the street. I was learning to cook, so I was making meatloaf when he walked in. I had an onion in my left hand and a knife in my right. Seeing him, I gripped the knife a little tighter. It had been almost 5 months. His hair was long and greasy, and I could smell him from where he was sitting. He had grown a little pointed beard, which made him look like the devil. "You don't live here anymore, so I don't have to tell you nothing," I answered back. "I'll be goddamn. I'm your father, and as long as I live, I'll always be that." He slammed his hand on the kitchen table. "Don't give me any lip, Marcy. Just because I've been gone don't mean I can't kick your little ass. Now answer me. Where the hell is your mother?" Just then, Corinne walked in the kitchen, saw our dad, and screamed. He looked at her, gave her a mean look, and turned back to me. I hung on to the knife, gripping it hard. I wish I had the guts to use it on him, just like Grandma Flor. "You ain't been in this house for 5 months. You didn't call or nothing to see how we were, and you didn't give us any money. If you want to know where Mom is, why don't you call her at work? And if you want food, why don't you go ask your girlfriend to come over and cook it?" I was shocked. I could talk to him this way. It was as if holding that knife gave me superpowers. I was breathing fast because I was mad. I stood facing him, my right hand holding the knife, waiting to see what he was going to do. Corinne stood with her back pressed against the wall. He looked at me, then back at Corinne. He started laughing. First so soft, I could hardly hear him. Then his laugh grew louder, and he looked up toward the ceiling like God was the only one who understood how awful his life was. "Hijo, Marcy, what a big little man you are now." He walked over to me and stuck his pointer finger under my chin. "Que hombre, I didn't know I had me an hombrecito. Here I was thinking you was my little girl, and goddamn if my dick didn't squirt out a boy." I slapped his finger away. "Oh, and a macho también. I ain't afraid of you." I held onto the knife even though I didn't know if I could use it. "I'll tell you one thing," he said, speaking so close I had to hold my breath. "If you ever decide to use it, you sure as hell better kill me, because if you don't, you might live to regret it." He grabbed the knife out of my hand and threw it into the wall about 3 feet from where Corinne was standing. It scared her so bad she fell to the floor like a pop balloon. He looked at her, started laughing again, and walked out the door. Get out, I yelled. Corinne got up from the floor and yelled too. "And don't come back." "Mom doesn't want you either." I almost spit the words at him. He stopped, turned around, and came back. His face was the color of blood. "You should never say things like that to your father." He looked at both of us, turned, and was gone. "We can't tell Mom," I said, letting out a big breath of air. "Why not?" "'Cause she doesn't need to know he came over. It'll just make her sad." I walked over to where the knife was sticking in the wall and pulled it out. "Marcy, if we tell her what he did, it'll make her mad, not sad." Corinne said it matter-of-factly. "But Mom's happy now. I don't want to spoil everything. It wouldn't be good for her to know he came over." "I hate him." Corinne pounded the table as hard as she could. Me too. Okay, we don't have to say anything, but I'm afraid because we don't know what he'll do to us or Mom if he comes back. Yeah, but if he tries anything, I'll do everything I can to keep him from hurting us. You're strong, but not that strong. You saw how he grabbed the knife out of your hand. I know, I said, worried. But if he comes back, I hope Mom won't take him. Me too. When Mom got home, she was so tired she didn't even care that supper was late. I made macaroni and cheese instead and fried the hamburger. Me and Corinne tried to act like we always did. Mom went to bed right after supper. She didn't even ask about her homework. The next day, me and Corinne stopped off at the library and came home late in the afternoon. When we got there, Mom was sitting on the couch, crying. Next to her were some roses in a fancy vase. Who sent you those? I asked, already knowing the answer. She looked at me, her eyes red from crying. Your daddy. I knelt down next to her. Mom, please don't listen to him. Whatever he told you, don't believe it. Yeah, Mom, Dad lies really bad. What did he say? I asked. Nada, he just left a card. Well, what did it say? I didn't want to beat around the bush. He wants me to go back with him, she said, holding the card. It was written in Spanish. Quisiera tú en mi vida. She read out loud, then started crying hard. I never saw her cry like that before. Even though I couldn't remember the last time I touched my mom, me and Corinne both sat down next to her and put our arms around her. Mom, what are you going to do? Corinne asked. No sé. I wish I knew. I guess all this time I kept thinking he would come back, and cuando no se regresó, I just figured he wasn't going to. Now he wants me back, and I don't know what to do. Mom, don't. Don't take him back. Corinne grabbed Mom's hand and looked into her eyes. He's mean to us. Please don't go back with him. Corinne took her hand and put it up to her face. Mom looked at Corinne, but her eyes didn't see. Mom, listen to her. If Dad cared about you, he would have given you money or rent and tried to see you. He didn't even phone or nothing. This time Mom switched her eyes over to me, but I could tell she wasn't listening. Probably his girlfriend Wanda broke up with him and that's why he wants you back, Corinne said. Mom's eyes flickered like she just woke up from a nap. ¿Qué dice? Your daddy has a girlfriend? How come you know this and I don't? We didn't tell you, I said. We found out a few months ago from Tio Agapo. Him? He's just a liar. I don't believe your daddy had a girlfriend. He did, Mom, I persisted. We know it because Danny knew who she was, and Tio Agapo saw them together in Dad's car. They were sitting real close. Cabron! How come you guys didn't tell me sooner? Mom took the card he gave her and threw it across the room. We knew you were sad about Dad going away, and we didn't want to make you sadder, said Corinne. Well, you should have told me. Cabron, pinche, jodido. If I saw his chicken shit skinny little ass right now, I'd kick it all the way down to that goddamn who? Wanda, I said. Wanda's house and back. I smiled inside. Next time he comes around, you should kick it, Mom, Corinne said. He ain't coming around, and if he does, I'll tell him to go to hell and to kiss my ass on his way there. Mom's eyes looked like they meant business, even the blue one. I don't think I ever heard her say so many cuss words before either. Can we tell him to go to hell too? Corinne asked. Mom smiled and said, no, I think you better leave the name calling to me. Now go on, watch TV or something. I have to make some phone calls. We went to the living room and turned on the TV. As I listened to Mom talking to Tia Letty over the noise of the TV, I was happy because Mom was mad. I knew Dad would be back. He wouldn't give up, not yet. Mom was mad now, but who knows how long it would last. Thank you very much.